Good vibrations.
We're back on the case this episode with the overall subject of health and well-being in these challenging times. And today we're not talking about supplements or any kind of products you pop into your mouth, but rather frequencies used for healing, which is a beautiful thing. Our would-be controllers like to use satanic inversion on us all the time, and I love that while the demons like to use sound and EMF frequencies and such as weapons against us, these same concepts can also be used for great healing and to reverse the damage that their sick agendas do. So I'm chatting today with Taryn Lee, who is the global ambassador for a company called Healy. Welcome on, Taryn.
Oh, thank you so much for having me on, Mark.
Great. So today we're talking about a device known as the Healy, and you represent the company that manufactures it. Mm-hmm. So I guess we should start by just getting an overview of what this device is and how it was developed in the first place. So if you can bring us up to speed on that, just to set the scene.
Absolutely. Well, it's this incredible device. I like to say it's ancient wisdom in future technology that we get to use today. And it was very interesting, your intro in, talking about how you have things like sound and EMF, which can be used for, if we like, a not good agenda. But, like everything on the planet has an equal yin and yang. We also have things on the planet that do incredible things to us. So this device here has the ability to tap into your energy field, your bioenergetic field, and the information field around you. It's a quantum healing device, so it's quite a new space. Although I say it's a new space, but we all know that for thousands and thousands of years, true healers of the world, have always been tapping into energy. The device itself is a small portable device. It actually comes from a company that made the much bigger devices. So frequency therapy has actually been around for hundreds of years, actually. Nikola Tesla and the sort were the likes that brought this sort of technology out. It has been suppressed over the last 100 years. 3 or 4 major times during our history in the last 100 years, we've had governments and pharmaceutical industries really suppress this technology. But I think with the likes of the internet, it can no longer be suppressed. And definitely people are speaking about it. What does it actually do? It taps into your energy field. It has the ability to actually read what's going on in your energy field and then deliver back to you frequencies that bring you back into harmony and balance. So that's what it does.
Okay, great. You mentioned Tesla technology there. I'm sure many of my listeners' ears pricked up at the mention of his name because, my listeners tend to love Tesla. How does this draw on the technology of Tesla? Do you just want to expand on that a little bit?
Yeah, there's 4 different ways in which our device delivers frequencies to the body. One of them is scalar wave technology, and that's what obviously Tesla was really a big part in developing. And so, we often even use Tesla's very famous, if you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration, because that's exactly the space that we work in. And so, he has this, we have an attachment that we add to our device called the coil, and it delivers scalar wave to the body, which means it uses the natural energy, if you like, within our own body and the universe to deliver more, to deliver a sort of electricity, if you like, to the body. Had we used, as I'm sure you know and your listeners know, had we used Tesla's technology and had that been supported, we would have had free electricity around the world. So that's just one aspect of Healy.
How long has this been around?
The mothership, if you like, has been around for 15 or so years. So Time Waver, which is a market leader based out of Germany for clinical frequency devices. But this little device, this portable device, has been around for about the last 3 years. It's been open to market, or 2.5 years it's been open to market. I think it's came to the planet at a very interesting time. I don't think it's by accident that Healy came here at a time when it was probably most needed, when people were looking for alternatives around the healing space, or they were looking for more self-care that wasn't coming from healthcare. And so an interesting time for Healy to come to the planet. And it's certainly been embraced that way too.
Yeah, very synchromistic timing. And there does seem to be a certain irony in my mind in that this device is powered by a smartphone app, because smartphones are normally associated with ill health. But here it is being used to do good and reverse the effects that it normally causes.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, though, think about this. If we are to truly get this kind of equipment into as many people's hands as possible, what other equipment do they have in their hands? And the smartphone is actually only used for 15 or so seconds to actually load up the device. You can then actually walk away from your smartphone and carry on your day using the device. So yes, it is initially powered up by your smartphone for about 15 seconds, and then you can leave your smartphone and go walk into nature using your Healy, having your frequency delivered to your body. So it's a very small device. It's about probably the size of a largish matchbox, if you like. So there's microcurrent, which we use either wrist straps or even ear clips. So microcurrent is used to deliver the frequencies into the body. It's a very effective way to put the body into healing state, because microcurrent increases the body's ATP production by nearly 500 times. It makes the body just more alkaline. It does a whole lot of things to make the body into a nice healing state for us. And then the frequencies are delivered. So that's one way. Then it has the coil, which was what I was talking about previously, where it uses this 0-point energy, this scalar technology, to vibrate into your bioenergetic field. It also has what we call resonance vibration. So it's almost like sending positive affirmations into your information field as well through vibrations. So a few different ways that you can deliver frequencies to the body through Healy.
And there are lots of different applications in terms of the type of healing that you might want to receive according to what your symptoms are, what your condition is. Does the machine just kind of find what you need and apply it, or do you need to specifically program a particular application for whatever you need to get from it?
Well, this is the beautiful thing about this device. I mean, there are other frequency devices out there on the market, but this frequency device has a quantum sensor inside of it. And that quantum sensor allows the Healy to really find out where and exactly where your body is out of balance. And so it finds that, and say, for example, it's sleep, and it will then resonate, your body will resonate that it's not sleeping, and the Healy will pick that up. And then say there's 500 or 600 different frequencies that we know help with sleep or induce sleep. But that doesn't mean that your specific body resonates with all of those different frequencies. So once Healy has identified what's actually going on in your body, what's bringing you out of balance or causing you dis-ease, discomfort, whatever it might be, it then collects the frequencies that is specifically resonating with your body in that time, in that moment in time. If you were to do the same treatment the next day, it would be a different collection of frequencies being delivered to your body. So it customizes every single frequency treatment back to your body, which is really beautiful. Everyone is just so unique. And so this has the ability to, every single time you use Healy, to give you a unique program, a unique frequency program.
Okay, so it works for most ailments, conditions, problems that people might be experiencing, particularly stress and anxiety related ones, I guess, which are fairly common in these times.
Yeah, I mean, it's in different markets, it's a class 2 medical device specifically for anxiety, depression, a range of different ailments, if you like. In other markets, it's a holistic device. That's exactly the same device, no matter what market you're in. It's just regulations, I guess. I mean, if you think about it, right? If you think about the human body, and just so we can conceptualize this a lot easier, the human body is made up of 9 different systems. And if we break that down, that's made up of tissues and cells and whatnot. Those tissues and cells are made up of molecules. Now, typically, when the medical profession or supplements have been trying to heal the body, they've been more at that molecular level, dealing with molecules through chemicals, through that space. But if we dig down further, those molecules are made up of atoms, which are made up of subatomic particles, which then has this energy that's surrounding that subatomic particles. Healy has the ability to tap into that energetic space, so into that most purest form of life. So if there is something going on in your body that has manifested in a in say, for example, anxiety, so is manifested in that way, the Healy has the ability to come to the exact source of what is really causing that. So previously we would be at, say, a higher level at that molecular level, but now we're digging deeper right to the exact source of what's going on in the body. So I've seen incredible things where people have had ailments that they've been suffering for years and years, where the medical profession have been treating it in what would be commonplace because they were looking at it from a molecular perspective. But because we're looking at it from an energetic perspective, we get right to that source, and they're able to treat it in a completely different way. And I've seen the most incredible healings within people because we're able to really get to that source.
We know the big pharma cartels don't like competition to their rackets. And you mentioned there's been some suppression of this technology overall, thinking back to, its Tesla roots. Has there been any specific targeting of Healy or demonization of the Healy technology by expressions of big pharma who aren't too happy about what you're doing out there?
Well, as I said, we've had probably, specifically over the last 100 years, there's been 3 or 4 times in history where doctors or medical professions or healers who were using frequency technology were told that if they were to continue using frequency technology, that they would have their licenses revoked or, be expedited from the medical industry. And actually, especially in the 70s, there was a huge campaign against frequency technology, and they were asked for all of the devices to be burnt and all of the research to be burnt on, and they did actually on frequency technology. Today, though, I guess we have things like regulatory boards that try to suppress this in their own ways. So, whilst we haven't really had a specific attack on that, it's one of the reasons why we're quite cautious in some of the things that we say that Healy can do, because we don't want to be an open target for it. As I said, I have seen Healy do some absolutely incredible things, but I wouldn't risk the company to go into the specifics of it because I don't want to risk that. I want people to be able to have access to this and continue to have access to this. But I guess, like I said earlier, I feel that, through the likes of the internet and just the way that Healy is shared, they're not going to have the ability to do that in the same way that they have previously. It's one of the greatest things I think that Healy has done is made it more of a consumer product. So it's not just in the medical field. So those people are not risking their licenses to be able to share this sort of stuff, that it's now, consumer to consumer. It's word of mouth, if you like. It's friend to friend, sharing it with each other and telling them of their own experiences. So, yeah. But yeah, certainly, we certainly are cautious of, I guess, regulatory boards, which are ultimately run by the pharmaceutical industry, in suppressing this. So we are cautious on some of the things that we say.
That's what you got to do.
Yeah.
So I guess this product can still be used in conjunction with natural health supplements. If people have got used to taking those, they can use them alongside this with no issues.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we have 120 plus programs inside of our Healy device, everything from aging and learning to beauty to pain to a whole range of different programs that people can use this device for. We also have digital nutrition. And so our digital nutrition programs actually enhance any of the supplements that you're using. It helps to make the body more bioavailable to whatever you're putting into it, whether it's food or some kind of other supplements. So it's a fantastic tool to be able to use to almost like supercharge whatever it is that you're putting in your body.
What kind of threats to people's health are they facing now that wouldn't have been the case a few years ago, do you think? What are some very contemporary, very timely assaults on our health?
I think that our mental health right now, with what's going on in the world, is, we're seeing huge risk. We're seeing huge amounts of increases of people with suicide rates and all this sort of, huge spikes of anxiety, etc., with this fear-based information that's being spread around the planet. I think that that's a huge problem. just the sheer amount of technology that we have. And here I know I'm talking about a technology device, but just the sheer amount of technology that we have around the planet is also a risk on our health. What I do know, though, is when you really look after your energy field, you become so strong, if you like. The more balanced your energy is, the more strong your energy field is, the less you get influenced by things that are happening in the outside world.
So is the Healy a universal sort of one-size-fits-all type product, or are there different variations of it?
It is just the one box, if you like, the one hardware device, but then there's different frequencies or different programs that people can subscribe to, or different programs that people can subscribe to according to their lifestyle. So, I mean, we've got everything, even from frequencies for animals, or frequencies for, being on a certain kind of diet, or frequencies for the older population. So it really depends what your lifestyle is, or what it is that you're trying to achieve. We have, a frequency really for everyone. It literally is for everyone, because at the end of the day, everything on, including us, the planet, everything, the universe is made up of pure energy. And so when we're able to, the fact that we're able to tap into that, and we have, all of these different frequencies that do different things on the body, it literally is for everyone. And the fact then it's customized through this quantum sensor, it means it's not a one size fits all, because the same program is not being used, or the same frequency or set of frequency codes are not being used at any time for any individual. So it's customized the whole way through. So it is the one device, the one hardware device. It does have a range of different frequencies that people can subscribe to according to their lifestyle. But even within every time you're receiving a treatment, it's completely different and customized to each unique body.
Do you find some people kind of balk at the price when they hear it? Because it's not particularly cheap, is it?
No, I don't. I personally don't, because energetically, I think it's incredible value. So I think if you're in my energetic space, you would never balk at the price. I think that when we look at the amount people spend on healthcare, supplements, sickness, etc., I think that it's an incredibly affordable and incredible investment into your health. So if people are balking at the price, I would say it would be, look at your energy around money and abundance, potentially.
So it earns its keep very quickly.
Absolutely.
Sure.
It's an investment that, and it's, I think of it like this, how many different areas that it can really work on the body. Let's even take beauty, for example. Here we have a device. It's like a cream that never runs out. You can literally keep applying this to your body as often as you want, and it literally never runs out. So, and that's one of 120 different programs that, it can be used for. So sleep, what do people spend on the ability to sleep? Anxiety, depression, pain, there's so much in that space that it really enhances.
Yeah, it's a fair point. If you look at the cumulative cost of that over a number of years, it's going to way exceed the cost of this, isn't it?
Absolutely. And you're getting a much more targeted, gentle, and effective way to treat whatever is going on in your body.
So this comes with a manual that details the different programs and what it should be used for?
Yes. Yep. We have a manual, and it sort of goes through what you use it for. I mean, with the device as well, when you scan your body, it also lets you know what to use, how to use it, which, whether you use the wristbands or whatever it is. It's sort of all quite explanatory through the app. But then broader to that, we also have this incredible community that's built around it, that are there to really help and support people on their healer journey. So we have numerous different platforms, whether it's on Telegram or Facebook or all these different platforms, that people can tap into the community to learn more about it. And this could be anyone from just lay people, just everyday people who are using the device and how they use it, through to frequency doctors and therapists and how they use it. So there's a lot of support around how to use the device.
And you're putting these out all over the world now, are you?
Yeah. Actually, it was meant to be a sort of small boutique wellness company, And in the last 2.5 years, we've sold 200,000 of them around the world. I think that there's never been a time when people have been so curious of this space. And so, what was meant to be just a small sort of boutique wellness device has exploded, actually. So people want healing.
So any of my listeners that might want to get hold of one of these, they're available wherever they might be. How do they go about getting hold of one?
Yeah, well, you know what? I would say any of your listeners that would love to get hold of one of them, you'll have a link in, either your Facebook or Instagram or wherever you put your...
In the show notes below this, yeah.
Yeah, in the show notes. There you go. Put your link in the show notes, or the Healy link in the show notes, and they'll be able to purchase one. I truly believe it's the next evolution of health and healing. And we're just scratching the surface. I mean, this company's 2.5 years old. We're pouring millions of dollars into further research and development. The people that own this company have such incredible intentions for humanity. It is owned by a quantum physicist who was a monk for 12 years. He's one of the most famous quantum physicists in the world. And it's backed by a conscious billionaire who just believes in helping unlock and free people from old world paradigms. And so, I just believe we're just scratching the surface around what this device is going to do. It already does incredible things. And I think everybody should have one in their home.
And a conscious billionaire, there's a concept. Every day.
Yeah, he's an unusual guy, but very passionate about frequencies and bringing it to the world. All
right, well, Taryn, thanks for coming on today.
Well, thanks for having me, Mark.
This is just for fun.
I'm picking up vibrations. I'm picking up vibrations. I'm picking up vibrations.